everybody. My topic would be the topic of Armenian land, and my advocate's main points are: after World War I, the Republic of Turkey confiscated land that was not condoned by Armenia. Point number 2 is that there's clear proof of Armenian Christian churches located in eastern Turkey that are being demolished by the Turkish government. And point 3, Mount Arak is currently located in eastern Turkey, and the advocate had proper claim and details of point 1 and 3, but my response would be to point 2. There's clear proof that Armenian Christian churches are located in eastern Turkey that are being demolished by Turkish government. Okay. Looking closer to the second supporting point in the advocate's second claim, he mentioned how there are seizures of the Armenian Geragos Church from New York Times article that explained the church is located in Turkey, and they're making making an Armenian church due to the church's name, Surt meaning saint in Armenian, and Geragos is the Armenian name. The advocate failed to mention the later details that could further strengthen his argument of how the tactics were used by the government and how they used active force to take the church. These details show that the expropriation of religious properties and many thousand plots of land in Diyarbakir are violations of international law, and they're just being ignored. Not only are the Armenian Christian churches being destroyed, but there are damage reports of the Armenian Catholic Church of Diyarbakir, as it suffers great damage from the Turkish armed forces, according to the article from Armenian Weekly. Further looking into the details of the Armenian Catholic Church, there are photographs that show a Turkish officer making the gray wolf salute inside the Geragos Church, gathering the attention of many on social media. And they label the salute as Turkish police humiliating Christians in Geragos of Diyarbakir, because the gray wolf salute represents the ultra-nationalist fascist group who view themselves as idealists who aim to guide the Turkish nation back to the former glory. Saluting from the statue implies the sense that they're removing locations of Armenian historic land, which proves his earlier point of how they're taking the Armenian Christian churches are located in eastern Turkey, but they're being demolished by the Turkish government. And the groups such as Grey Wolves from Turkey, from the Turkish government, brings a better picture of how Armenian churches in eastern Turkey are being demolished. So, to wrap it up, more plots of land and more of Armenian land are being demolished by Turkish government.
Well, I'm not exactly sure what you accomplished here, except to say that you've added evidence to the advocate's argument. So it's like if you were the prosecutor, if the advocate was the prosecutor in the case, you were the second lead in the prosecution. You've added an additional layer of argument on that. So far, there still hasn't been any defense presentation. There hasn't been any response to the argument presented by the other side. You've just basically taken that second, you concede the first and third points, and on the second point you say, and here's some better evidence that proves it in a different way. That's not a refutation. That's not an answer. That's not an explanation. That's a concession. And here's it doesn't work as for the purpose of the assignment. You found some interesting evidence, but if the argument was to be the second affirmative speaker in a debate on this issue, and you were following up your partner's argument, then I think that would be a pretty strong resubstantiation of the original claim. But since the original claim has never been responded to, I'm not sure why it's necessary to make that argument. So I'm just a little bit confused as to what it was that you were going to try and accomplish with this answer, because it doesn't seem like it does anything except reconfirm the original position of the advocate. All right, thank you.